I really thought during the 2019 NBA season that the Philadelphia 76ers, with a big four of Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, and Tobias Harris, were going to win a championship. But then, you know what happened.
Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
So sorry, Sixers fans, to bring that memory back, but today we're going to be doing a historic rebuild. It's going to be the 2019 Sixers trying to win a championship with that core. So before we get back into the historic rebuild, I want to give a word from today's sponsor, Factor. Factor is goated. You guys know that. They've been around here on the channel for a while now, and there's good reason, because Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals right to your doorstep. Because with Factor, you could skip the trip to the grocery store. You could skip the chopping, the prepping, and the cleaning up too, where you get delicious and nutritional meals that you can make in just 2 minutes. You could choose from 34 different weekly flavor-packed meals, and then, like I said, dietitian approved and ready in 2 minutes. Factor also has 45 different assortments of snacks that include breakfast items that are just delicious, like apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, and a potato, bacon, and egg breakfast skillet. You can see me cook the chicken, potato, and cornmeal here, and I just love using Factor when I come home from work every day, because after working 9 to 5 and an hour commute home, the last thing I want to do is spend an hour cooking and cleaning and prepping all of the different ingredients that go into a dinner. But with Factor, I could literally walk in my door and have a dinner ready for me in just 2 minutes. And I could save that other 45 minutes making videos for you guys. And I think if you have a busy lifestyle, either you're in school or working and need to make quick dinners, Factor is the way to go. You literally just need a fork and a fridge and you're chilling. And Factor has a great deal going on for you guys right now. Head to factor75.com or click the link in the description and use code 6rings50, SIXRINGS50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. That's 6rings50. You can see it on your screen now. Use that code with the link in the description and get 50% off your first Factor box. That's in the description, pinned comment below, and thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's video. So I am on Xbox Series X. I will be using this roster by M4KSU if you want to download it yourself. So the Sixers didn't start the 2019 season with Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler, so we're going to be making these trades. This roster is great. The contracts are up to date, which is really nice. So this deal sent Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscala, Landry Shamet, a 2020 first round pick that's coming here from the Thunder, even though it's 2025. We're going to have to realize that for the historic rebuilds. And we saw Tobias Harris, Boban, and Mike Scott head to Philly. There was also another first round pick that ended up going to the Clippers that ended up being Terrence Mann as well. So yeah, let's get Toby on the Sixers. There we go. And yeah, Jimmy Butler was traded for less than Tobias Harris. We saw only 1 year of Jimmy in Minnesota. He got traded there in the offseason of 2017, helped Minnesota make it to the playoffs in 2018, and then him and Tibbs just weren't getting along in 2019. He only played 10 games for them that season. So the Sixers sent Robert Covington, Dario Saric, Jared Bayless, and a future second round pick that really didn't become anyone for Jimmy Butler and Justin Patton. So yeah, the Sixers made 2 major moves throughout the 2019 regular season. But the Sixers did make one more trade. They ended up moving Markelle Fultz to Orlando because it was just a sunk cost at that point. Markelle wasn't working out in Philly. He needed a new change of scenery. So the Sixers ended up shipping him to the Magic for Jonathan Simmons. Remember him? And they also got a first round pick from Orlando and a second rounder. That second rounder ended up being Carson Edwards, who ended up in Boston. But that first round pick in 2020 ended up being Tyrese Maxey. The Sixers did get lucky with some protections there. I think it was Mike Muscala who had a big shot for the Thunder that ended up allowing them to keep that pick in the 2020 draft to take Maxey. So here we go. We got our roster. Man, imagine this team drafted Mikal Bridges instead of Zaire Smith. So JJ Redick will get like 30 minutes a night. Ben Simmons was so good on this team. We got Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid in the starting 5. Then we'll have Jonathan Simmons, Mike Scott, Boban Marjanovic, and I think TJ McConnell off the bench. I guess I'll try to make Zaire Smith work. We'll see if it does work out. We also got Furky from Turkey. I don't know if the coach will be exactly the same. It is. Wow, this is a great roster. I definitely recommend downloading it. Brett Brown, balance system, 4 stars. Let's see what this Sixers team can do, and let's hope to bring a championship to Philly. This season was great. The Knicks were tanking. I thought maybe that they were going to end up with Zion Williamson. Yeah, the 2019 draft maybe wasn't the best in the world, but the 2019 free agency was the wildest thing ever, just the offseason as a whole. AD got traded to the Pelicans. Paul George got traded to the Clippers. Kawhi signed with the Clippers. Jimmy Butler ended up in Miami. Philadelphia ended up with Al Horford and bringing back Tobias Harris. The Nets ended up with KD and Kyrie. The Knicks with Julius Randle. Russell Westbrook got traded that offseason for Chris Paul. I'm telling you, for a content standpoint, before COVID hit, the 2019 offseason is goated. All time, it was like the best offseason as a content creator for sure. Kemba Walker ended up in Boston. I'm telling you, there were so many big moves that offseason. Oof, JJ Redick breaks his left leg. He's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. He's having an elite shooting season for us in his age 34 year. So this is obviously going to give more minutes to Furkan Korkmaz to see what he can do in the rotation. Joel Embiid has been the leading scorer. He did average 27, I think, this year, so I would like to see him average a little bit more, but we're pretty evenly distributed. And yeah, like Butler came on 10 games through the year. Tobias Harris at the deadline. It's going to be hard for Embiid to average that with all these different scorers on the team. Ben Simmons is having a great age 23 season. This team's doing well. We're 42-7. I mean, I would love to win a championship in year one. So Giannis and LeBron are the captains of this All-Star game. Kawhi Leonard is here as a starter. For Toronto, yeah, this was obviously the year they won it all. And holy crap, he's having an insane year for them. I know you guys maybe want to see the Raptors rebuild of maybe historic team of 2019, so let me know. Kemba Walker having an insane last year in Charlotte. He ended up being a Knick as well. Kyle Lowry there in Toronto. James Harden still in Houston, right? Yep, there he is. Andre Drummond in Detroit. Rebounding machine. Gallo in LA. Yeah, that was his last like really good year. He was solid in Atlanta, but nothing crazy. Gordon Hayward in Boston. Okay. Goran Dragic in Miami. Man, I miss this time of the NBA. I really do. And it's crazy. This is like 5 years ago now. That is just wild to think about. So I'm not going to make any trade deadline moves. At least for year one, I want to see if this core can win it all, but I do want to also keep this core together. And both Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler want to test free agency. Nice. Let's go. JJ Redick is back just in time for the playoffs. And we just won 50 games. All right, I just want to stay healthy till the playoffs come. Please, JJ Redick has been like the only guy getting hurt this season. Boban's hurt, that's fine. And we win 67 games. Kawhi Leonard goes nuclear in Toronto in his age 27 season. He wins MVP, no load management for him. Luka Doncic is your rookie of the year. Not surprised. Bam, gets sixth man of the year. I wonder behind who. I guess Hassan Whiteside, possibly at the time. LeBron gets Depoy, and D'Lo most improved in Brooklyn. That was a really fun Brooklyn team too in the 2019 playoffs. I saw them come to Philly, game one, beat Philly. It was crazy. Like the crowd was just stunned. Russ, All-NBA first team on the Thunder. Yeah, he had an incredible year. Who won MVP in 2018? It was Harden, right? Yeah, Harden in 18, and then 2019 was Giannis. Yeah, All-NBA second team, you got Cat, Kristaps, a couple guys from the 2015 class, and third team, you have Lillard, Walker, Davis, Paul George, and there is Joel Embiid, who did finish with below 20 points per game. Oladipo, all defensive first team there in Indiana. Man, I do miss this time of the NBA. Look at this all-rookie first team. All these guys are like studs now. At least like they all worked out in a sense, and there is all-rookie second team. The 2018 draft class is also goated. So, I won't be able to turn off play-in tournament till this offseason. So we ended up as a 2 seed. We got Miami in round 1 of the playoffs. The Sixers did get Brooklyn, like I said, then ended up getting Toronto in round 2. Miami is starting Hassan Whiteside ahead of Bam. And then you got Brooklyn against Milwaukee. You got Boston against Orlando. And then you have Toronto against Washington. Almost the 2019 Eastern Conference playoffs. You just got to take out Washington and put in Detroit. As for the Western Conference, I know you need the Spurs in there. Portland is fine. That is when Damian Lillard hit the game winner in front of Paul George's face. Golden State's obviously fine. Sacramento did not make the playoffs. Houston did. Denver did. Dallas didn't. Minnesota didn't. So I believe you would need Utah, San Antonio, and definitely the Clippers in there, yeah, for sure. But yeah, like that was a great playoffs as well. Obviously, like the Celtics kind of imploded that offseason, and it was like, yeah, Kyrie's gone. Gordon Hayward ended up in Charlotte eventually down the line. They pivoted to Kemba Walker. But yeah, the 3 J's here at the top, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, and JJ Redick, followed by Tobias Harris. Good Ben Simmons. Jonathan Simmons, we got the Simmons duo. Jonathan Simmons also shot 37 from 3. Mike Scott wasn't too bad. I don't think he's going to play a ton, if at all, in the playoffs. There's Boban, who is the backup big right now. He is 30, but he's dealing with a back injury. Then we have Korkmaz, McConnell, and Zaire Smith, who I don't think will be in the playoff rotation. So yeah, it's going to be a 4-man bench of Simmons, Mike Scott, TJ McConnell, and Boban. I think Boban might get like 10 minutes tonight because I'm going to go 38 to Embiid. We're going to go probably 38 to Ben Simmons. I would like to go 33 to Redick, 33 to Tobias Harris. I want to do, honestly, maybe 40 to Jimmy Butler, and I got 8 more minutes here, so we can do a couple more to Jonathan Simmons and TJ McConnell. System proficiency is 4-star balanced under Brett Brown. Can we beat the Miami Heat in game 1? And we do. Let's go. We end up winning by 10. A good defensive game here by us. This was Dwayne Wade's last year in the NBA as well in Miami. And then they ended up getting Jimmy Butler with the Josh Richardson sign and trade in the offseason. They do beat us in game 2 by 4 points. Dwayne Wade, who is 37 years old, had 23 against us. I know JJ Redick isn't an all-world defender, but clamp up, Jimmy. I mean, JJ, I'm sorry. What are we doing? We do go up 3-1, though. We have been great defensively in this series. Yeah, James Johnson at this time. The Sixers did beat them in round 1, I think, in 2018. Redick, there we go. You know what? If you're not going to play great defense, even though you did get 2 steals, give me 31, hit 6 threes, and Embiid almost had a triple-double, and let's good old gentleman sweep them. That's what I'm talking about. We end up winning by 34 points. Embiid had 34. Tobias, Toby, 26 and 10. Ben Simmons, 22, 14 and 5. He was great in round 1. JJ Redick had a double-double in that game. Okay. And Jimmy Butler did just everything. 22, 9.5, 6.5, 2.5 steals, 2 blocks, and elite efficiency. Yeah, he's a stud. So we're going up against Boston in round 2. Boston did lose to Milwaukee in round 2. Boston did beat Philly in round 1 back in 2018. Also again in 2020 in the bubble, but that was when I believe Ben Simmons was hurt or just outside the bubble. And then this past year, obviously, yeah. So the Sixers have yet to beat Boston in the playoffs with Joel Embiid. They've had yet to make it to the conference finals. So we're going to try to do that for the first time. Embiid, no! Dislocates his right elbow. He is out 2 to 4 weeks. He's out till the finals, if that even is realistic. So Boban Marjanovic is going to be the starting center. Good lord. Jonah Bolden, Justin Patton. God damn, we are screwed. Amir Johnson, who had his phone on the bench, I guess is going to be the backup big. He may get like 15 minutes a night. Boban's going to get like 25. And honestly, I'm going to need Jimmy and Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris to get it done for me. And Tobias is nursing a minor injury. Game 2, we do win by 4. No Embiid. I mean, we still have a good big 4. Like, JJ Redick is really good. He is good. 84 overall. He's killing in the playoffs. Tatum is still younger. They have Rozier. They do have Kyrie and Jaylen Brown. I really thought that Celtics team was about to be a dynasty in the making. And they did make it to plenty of conference finals and a few NBA finals since, but they never won the big one. Ben Simmons, 5 blocks, 17 assists. We're up 3-0. Just don't blow a 3-0 lead, and boom, we sweep them. Ben Simmons, 24-point triple-double. That's what I'm talking about. And here we go. There's no team I'd rather face in the conference finals than the team that eliminated the Sixers in the Toronto Raptors. Here we go. This was a good Raptors team. They had Marcus Gasol as well, but that happened mid-season, so yeah. They do have Valanciunas here. Dallas with a rookie Luka, a 40-year-old Dirk, Harrison Barnes, Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan. They made the Kristaps Porzingis trade this year. They are there in the conference finals going up against Golden State. Ended up being the 2022 conference finals. We do lose in game 1, though, by 21 points. Jimmy Butler played great. So did JJ Redick and Ben Simmons. Kawhi Leonard's been the best player in the league. We're without our best player for at least the next few games, but we do stay alive. Let's go! Splitting them in Toronto is so massive for us. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, JJ Redick, they've been killing it in Embiid's absence. We do go down 2-1, though. We lose 115-105 in Philly. Embiid is still out for 1 to 2 weeks, though. Come on, can we win? Game 4, yes, we stay alive. We pull them out. I mean, the series did go to 7 originally. Ben Simmons with a triple-double. Tobias Harris with 23 and 9. JJ Redick with 27 points. He's been unreal for us in the playoffs. Whoa. Embiid, I think, can play. So he's still hurt. He's only going to get 20 minutes here for Game 5. But can it get us a win? Yes, it can. Let's freaking go. Embiid plays 22 minutes, has 8 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. And Jimmy Butler, 32, 15, and 5. Let's see what happens here in Game 6. And we do win. We don't even need to go to a Game 7. Jimmy Butler, 25, 13, and 4. Simmons was great. Embiid was great. And we're in the NBA Finals. Let's freaking go. It would be funny to take on Dallas. Sure. Here have been the stats for us in the playoffs so far. Jimmy Butler has been our top guy. And I could actually look to play Joel Embiid a little bit more. So I think like Toby could get a little bit less. Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons. I know Embiid has the injury concern, so he may just get like 36 minutes a night. Philly, Dallas, game 1, we do end up winning. We blow them out. Oh, yeah. We might get a championship in year 1. Game 2, McConnell injury. Okay, let me not get cocky. It's 2K. I don't know why I would get cocky. How is JJ Barea? What? You gotta be kidding me. Game 3, please win this one. Embiid is fully healthy and we lose. What? How? How is this Dallas team this good? Game 4, we end up winning. A great defensive performance here. I mean, I guess they did trade away Wesley Matthews and DeAndre Jordan and Dennis Smith Jr. throughout the regular season. But we are up 3-2. We win in Philly. Going to Dallas for Game 6. Come on. Let's win the 2019 NBA Finals. Okay, we were getting blown out there, but we had a nice end to the second quarter. We need a good fourth here. We're down by 10. Can we come back? Down by 1. Let's go. We take the lead. 110, 105, 111, 105. Oh my God, what a fourth quarter from the Sixers. Let's hop in. Ben Simmons with 11, 10, and 9. Jimmy Butler, 18, 7, and 7. Getting guarded by Dennis Smith Jr. Kick it out to Tobias Harris for 3. And he's going to miss that. Damn. Tobias Harris looks pretty skinny here on the floor, not to be mean. All right, Lucas scores. We need a timeout. I guess all the players kind of do, so maybe it's not Tobias. I was just like, was Tobias skinnier in 2019? So Simmons, let's kick it to Joel Embiid in the post on DeAndre Jordan. Embiid, oh my God, he blows it. Embiid go up again. No. Okay, did I get fouled? Thank God. All right, first free throw from Embiid is good, and Embiid is going to go 2 for 2. But yeah, Ben Simmons, A+ perimeter D, guarding Luka Doncic. This is who I would want guarding Luka. I mean, Jimmy Butler would be a nice defender for him, but Dirk, vintage, kind of was going with the post fadeaway there. He knocks that down. He's 40 freaking years old. Let's kick it to Tobias Harris. Dirk doesn't even want to play defense on him. Toby, do not shoot me out of this game. All right, we got Jonathan Simmons out there. Did JJ Redick foul out? No. So what are we doing? Okay, Dirk, I swear to God. Tobias Harris, good defense. No way he hits that. Simmons picks up his 11th rebound. All right, Jimmy Butler should be able to get to the rim here. Oh, with the spin move, and he thought he was going to do a poster, but I will take that. Going right up against Salah Majiri. I was like, I forgot about him. Are they going to try to kick it to him? Embiid has 17 rebounds in this game. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, they're really just trying to go to Dirk. He's going to miss that. Simmons picks up his 12th rebound. He flies in there. Let's kick it to Tobias Harris, who has, I was going to say the mismatch, Dirk. I'm at Embiid. You have Dirk on you. Okay, Tobias, if you miss this, I give up on you. God, Toby, what are you doing? Do you want a contract extension this offseason? But Embiid was there, thankfully. We are up by 10, just a little bit above a minute left. So, yeah, Dirk is just taking all the shots for them, and Simmons is getting all the rebounds. Embiid in the poster setting the double. Tobias just doesn't know what floor spacing is. All right, Tobias Harris, you have one more chance to make up for this. Thank you. He finally hits a 3. And that's the dagger. All right, could we hit a Ben Simmons 3 here in the finals? That would just be the cherry on top. Simmons gets open. Okay, well, that's just not going in. I don't know, though. What kind of good? I mean, look better than any 3 Tobias Harris took in the last 3 minutes. Dirk is just chucking him here, and he misses that. It would be cool to see Dirk kind of get another championship in his final year. Simmons, oh, I thought I was going to get a spin move dunk, but he gets stripped by Dennis Smith Jr., who is going to go to the rim, kicks it out to Harrison Barnes. He is going to miss that 3. Embiid with the rebound, and the Philadelphia 76ers win the 2019 NBA championship. If we look back on the Joel Embiid era in Philly, this was definitely the best team they had in his time here in Philly, and the closest I think they had to winning a championship. They went to Game 7, lost to Toronto. Everybody said they would have beaten Milwaukee. Now, I won't say that because Milwaukee was still a good team. They were a really good defensive team. But who knows? Maybe they do beat Milwaukee. They have a ton of momentum. Like, Philly home crowd is no joke. But yeah, would Durant still get hurt? Would Klay still get hurt in the finals? They may not even have been Golden State. But yeah, we do win the championship here in year 1. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Redick never even got to be back on the floor. This is actually a goated roster. And Jimmy Butler takes home the Finals MVP award. So yeah, obviously this season didn't end like that for the Sixers. They lost in heartbreaking fashion in Toronto in Game 7 on that 3 by Kawhi Leonard. Jimmy Butler ends up going to Miami. They get Josh Richardson back in a sign and trade. They sign Al Horford, which was just not a good idea at all because they still had Ben Simmons on his rookie contract. Dirk Nowitzki goes to the Hall of Fame. All right, Pau Gasol would have made it as well. All right, so we are going to eliminate the play-in tournament. The Grizzlies ended up with the number 1 overall pick. They ended up with number 2, obviously taking Ja, and the Pelicans ended up with 2, so they swapped there. Suns at 3. They ended up with, I believe, 6, but traded down with Minnesota to get 11 to take Cam Johnson, if I remember correctly. The Magic are there at 4. They ended up with Chuma Okeke later in the first round because they were the 8th seed. Hawks there at 5. Where did the Knicks end up? The Knicks were pretty good this season. They ended up at 27? No, that that was from Dallas's pick. They ended up at 12. Okay. So we're going to keep Brett Brown as our head coach. I mean, he just won a championship for us. I have no idea. No way Monty Williams and Kevin Young were assistants on this team in 2019, right? Oh my God, they were. Wow. This roster is insane. I definitely recommend this. Shout out to this man. Like Dwayne Jones, Johnny Bryant. These guys were actually on it. Or John Bryant. Wow, that's crazy. So these are what the mock drafts are looking like. Zion, Ja, Garland, Barrett, Bol Bol, Senku Dumboya, Cameron Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, Rui Hashimura, Kevin Porter Jr., Tyler Hero, Hayes, Clark, and Washington in the lottery. I would like to get a first round pick, and we can actually take on a little bit of money because Simmons isn't a free agent yet, and I do want to re-sign Butler and Tobias, so it's not like I'm going to be able to sign anybody. So let's bring somebody back to Philly. Andre Iguodala, he was traded to Memphis this offseason, and his age definitely caught up to him, so he might not play a ton next year, but we're getting Golden State's 2027 first for Zaire Smith and Jonah Bolden. So I guess like the 2027 first is like the 2021 first. And then I picked 32, 46, and 54, and I'm going to move that Golden State pick with it to try to get 19 from the Jazz. I think they will say yes to that. All right, so we do have a first round pick. And we're on the clock here at 19. Zion did go 1, Ja 2, Rui 3, Barrett 4 to Orlando. There's Washington, Bobo, Garland fell to the Spurs. There's Hero, Clark, Hunter, Porter Jr., Reddish, Jordan Poole, Cam Johnson. Oh, I really wanted Cam. I was hoping he would fall. Or Nick Claxton. So we could draft Naz Reid, Grant Williams. There's Jared Culver, Gafford, Little, Hayes. I really thought Nasir Little was going to go in the top 10. I remember mocking him 9 to the Wizards in my mock draft, and he went in the 20s. I didn't really like Jackson Hayes as a prospect. We could take Taylor Horton Tucker. Ooh. Keldon Johnson, Lou Dort. I like that. There's Terrence Mann, Max Strus, All right, I'm going to take Keldon Johnson here with the 19th overall selection. He ended up going 30 to the San Antonio Spurs. Or no, not 30, because that was Kevin Porter Jr. He ended up going 29, so the pick right before that. And yeah, let's sign him here. He may crack the rotation. We'll see. We have no team player options. Okay, that is surprising. Randall opts out of his player option. And yeah, I believe everyone's just kind of going to hit free agency. And the summer of 2019, man, this free agency class was loaded. Clay got the max. There's DeMarcus Cousins as well, still at a respectable overall. I mean, we could say buy Jimmy and Tobias and get Kawhi, but no, we're going to try to bring back the core. So JJ Redick, 2-year deal to him. We're going to give Tobias Harris, not a huge deal, but we're going to give him about $25 million a year for 4 years. I mean, that is a big deal, but you know what? We just won a championship, so it's a little bit more justified. Jimmy Butler has 8 offers. Heck, he could leave us for LA, Dallas, Phoenix, Atlanta, San Antonio, but I'm going to give him a 5-year deal, player option, no trade clause, and hope to bring him back. And boom, there we go. We get JJ, Tobias, and Jimmy Butler. I would also like to bring back Furky from Turkey, TJ McConnell, maybe Boban and Jonathan Simmons as well. We also have Shake Milton, who doesn't want to come back. He was in the G League mainly last year. So we're going to get McConnell back on a 2-year deal, Furkan on a 1, and Boban on a 1-year deal. So after moratorium, Kawhi stays in Toronto. So maybe if they lost, he would stay because they won and he left. Jimmy Butler stays in Philly. Kyrie goes to Indiana. Clay to the Lakers. That was a small rumor at the time. Kristaps to Charlotte. DeMarcus Cousins to Golden State. Wow. Well, I guess he stayed in Golden State at that time. Duh. D'Lo to Boston instead of Kemba Walker. Chris Middleton back to Milwaukee. Al Horford not going to Philly. He goes to the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan to the Kings. Kings also signed Vucevic as well. I'm going to look to bring back Jonathan Simmons on a 2-year deal. You know what? I'm going to offer Zebo a 1-year deal. I don't know if he would sign with us. Oh, he does. Let's go. Welcome to the team, Zach Randolph. Now, where did KD go? To the Cavs. LeBron is no longer there. And they go out and sign Kevin Durant. So this is going to be the squad going into next year. It is an older team for sure, but we do have some young guys as well, like Iggy, Redick, Randolph, all pretty old. Redick does not regress. That is huge for us. I mean, the 2020 season was shaped up to be really good, and obviously it got cut short due to COVID, which was a shame. All right, so I think we're going to have a pretty deep bench. Randolph can get like 11 minutes a night. Boban can get like 10. I may do 15 to Iggy and McConnell and probably like 22 to Jonathan Simmons. And then I plan on sending Keldon Johnson to the G League, back down, there in Delaware. I think they were still the 87ers at the time before becoming the Blue Coats. So let's see, can the Sixers go back-to-back here in the 2020 season? Oh, unfortunately, Zebo just tore his MCL, so he's going to be out for a little bit. But we got Mike Scott in there to get some minutes. So we are 10-4 to start the year. We actually started off the season 2-2, which I thought was like, oh, maybe we're not going to be as good this year. But no, Embiid's off to a great start. Jimmy Butler's averaging 16 points a night. But we know playoff Jimmy, when he comes around, he comes around. He It's fine in the regular season. He could average 8 points per game in the regular season. I don't care because I'm going to get elite play out of him come April, May, and June. JJ Redick gets hurt this year. He pulls his calf muscle. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. He's still maybe the best three-point shooter in the league right now. That's saying a lot with Simmons and Clay, or excuse me, Curry and Clay. So yeah, we are 21-9 at the moment. We have had some injuries this year, and Jonathan Simmons has been kind of awful, so I'm going to have to stop playing him if he continues to play like this. He was injured, though, so maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Oof, Andre Iguodala tears his left hamstring. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, but luckily JJ Redick just came back. Iggy has been struggling for us this year, though. We are 30-9. Wait. We're currently on an 11-game winning streak. Toronto, don't end it, man. There it goes. But yeah, I plan on doing historic rebuilds throughout the month of August leading up to NBA 2K24. So if you have any other ones that you guys want to see in the comments, please let me know. And it's so weird though, because when I was doing historic rebuilds in like 2K19, like 2010 felt like forever ago, 9 years ago. But 9 years ago now, like that was 2014. I'm like, this season that we're doing here is almost 5 years ago as Tobias Harris just gets hurt. So we have Giannis and Russell Westbrook as your all-star captains. Russ gets LeBron, Curry, Jokic, and Kawhi as Giannis gets KD on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So he chooses Cleveland instead of Brooklyn. And then you got AD, Kyrie, and Lowry there. You got Paul George, Jimmy Butler making it out of Philly. Very nice. John Wall, who's still in Washington, KP, Embiid, Luka, and Gordon Hayward. And then you got DeMarcus Cousins in Golden State. Blake Griffin, who's playing very well in Detroit. D'Lo, Chris Paul, who's still in Houston. Yep. And then you got Kat, DeMar DeRozan, and James Harden. So no Ben Simmons in the All-Star game. I thought maybe he's just like overall numbers could have got him with 14, 8, and 7.5. Also giving you 1.5 steals tonight. Do we have anybody in these award races? It's Russ, Jokic, Harden, Luka, LeBron for MVP. Zion leading the case for Rookie of the Year. Makes a lot of sense. Sixth man of the year, you got Dennis Schroeder. He was in there around this time when he was in OKC. Shout out to Dario Saric being very good for Minnesota. LeBron leading the case for Depoy. And most improved, of course, Zaire Smith. You have Jordan Bell, a former Warrior, Mario Hezonja, Rashawn Holmes, another former Sixer, and Donovan Mitchell. So we are 40-14. I'm going to take a look at the trade block to see if anybody's available. Larry Nance Jr. on the Bulls. He's having a good year too. I would actually definitely trade for him. It looks like the Hornets are targeting Ben Simmons. If you give me KP, I don't even think I would do that. So yeah, I think I'm going to... Ooh, Danny Green. I don't know. Thomas Satoransky. Okay, I'm going to contact the Bulls and see if we can get Larry Nance Jr., who... He's under contract for the next 3 seasons. Unfortunately, though, I think I will have to trade away Andre Iguodala, and I will give up that first-round pick that ended up being Tyrese Maxey. Actually, that is kind of good value, so I'll give up a future first for Nance. There we go. So, yeah, the bench is still like a hodgepodge of guys right now with Simmons, TJ McConnell, Nance, Boban, and Zach Randolph, but we're still going to live and die by the core 5 of Simmons, Redick, Butler, Harrison, and Embiid. Let's go guns blazing into the 2020 playoffs. All right, so I don't think we're going to have as good of a record this year. I mean, there is a chance we do hit 60 wins. Actually, I'm a dumb... That's because we have 18 losses already, so there's a 0 chance we get 60 wins, unfortunately. We're good. Wait, no, oh my God. No, Matt, you can go 64-18. I was like, 54-18, but I just don't know how to do math. If this was the 2021 season, maybe, because there was only 72 games that year. Let me just stop talking. There's somebody in the comments that always calls me the math wizard because I can tell how much we win or lose by. I guess quickly. I don't think it's like anything crazy, but that is embarrassing. That is why I'm not a math wizard. But Russ wins MVP here, averaging a triple-double. This would have been for the second time in his career. Zion, Rookie of the Year in Memphis. Dennis Schroeder, Sixth Man of the Year in OKC. Kawhi, Depoy, Zaire Smith, Most Improved, and Brett Brown gets Coach of the Year. You got Russ, Luka, AD, LeBron, and Jokic on All-NBA first team. Kat, Giannis, Kawhi, Harden, and Curry on second. Third team will be Donovan Mitchell, D'Lo, Paul George, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid. And then you got Clint Capella on all defensive first team. Absolute beast in Houston. I would do another Houston rebuild because they never won a championship too. But I think for my next one, I want to do a team that's a little bit worse because this Sixers team was good at the time. They just never won the big one, and that's why I wanted to do it today. But yeah, for the 2020 playoffs in round 1, we're taking on the Charlotte Hornets. The Sixers at the time, like I said in the beginning of the video, or a little bit earlier, went up against Boston. Simmons was hurt though, so they ended up losing in 5 or got swept at the time. It was a sweep. So you got Milwaukee, Cleveland, Giannis versus KD in round 1. That is something. Still got Kevin Love there, obviously. Toronto versus Washington. Okay, Dwight Howard. still chugging along. And then you got Indiana, led by Victor Oladipo, going up against Boston. Oh, this would be really entertaining too, because it's the Kyrie revenge series. Over here, you got OKC, who still have Paul George, going up against Utah, who signed Kemba Walker. I thought that was a possibility in the 2019 offseason, but they ended up with Mike Conley and trading for him from Memphis because Memphis was drafting Ja. I mean, the Lakers are really good. Zaza at the 5, but they didn't trade for AD. But they did sign Klay Thompson. You got Houston versus Denver here. Luka Šamanić is their starting 4. Is that meeting Mike D'Antoni and Daryl Morey's analytics quota? I don't know. And then you got Sacramento and San Antonio. San Antonio has Dwayne Wade. He didn't retire. Sacramento's a 1 seed? Is Marvin Bagley him? No. How is this team a 1 seed? I guess Vooch? I don't really know. Scalabrine, oh my God. Remember him? He was like a top high school recruit going to Kentucky. Just really didn't work out. I really like the pickup of Larry Nance at the deadline. He's actually really good. And here were the end of the season numbers. Keldon Johnson in the G League is not here. I guess he got called up at the end of the year. Yeah, and I can't see his G League stats, unfortunately. So for the playoffs, do I want to cut out Boban of the rotation or Zach Randolph? I think it may be Zach Randolph if we do want to go to a 9-man rotation. So let's go probably 14 minutes to Boban and McConnell. We'll go 17 to Jonathan Simmons. We'll go 25 to Larry Nance. And then let's start playing these guys a ton. We'll go 37 to Butler and Embiid to start off the playoffs. We'll go 33 to Toby. I would like to go 30 to Redick and then 33 to Ben Simmons. I don't know. Maybe I'll do 15 to Simmons. And then we'll do 32 to Harris. And then we'll go 36 to Simmons. Under Brett Brown, we are 4 stars. We're trying to go back-to-back. Let's beat Charlotte, who are led by Kristaps Porzingis. They do have a rookie, Ty Jerome. They have Malik Monk, Batum, Cody Zeller, Billy Hernan-Gomez, Glenn Robinson, and Miles Bridges. We do beat them by 18 here in Game 1. KP with 48. He may average 40-plus for the Hornets because that team isn't very good. We take a Game 2 victory. We win by 13. Yeah, KP 34 here in Game 2. I think we should sweep them. Yeah, we do beat them by Game 3, KP with 29 points, and in Game 4, yeah, we sweep them, as expected. Jimmy Butler had 33, 8, and 6, and in those 4 games, Jimmy Butler was our leading scorer. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be, because it's playoff Jimmy. I do want to see if there was any better teams that didn't make the playoffs. Charlotte did win 40 games. Brooklyn, on paper, yeah, not better. Orlando, I thought, yeah, maybe on paper could have been better. Markelle Fultz had a good year for them. Miami, no, I don't know, though. Actually, they're better on paper for sure. Even Detroit with Reggie Jackson and Blake and Drummond, I'm surprised they didn't make the playoffs. So you have Sacramento beating San Antonio in 5, Houston beating Denver in 5, the Lakers beating Dallas, who won the Western Conference last year, in 7. That was probably a 6 series. Yeah, they ended up winning by 23 there. And 7-seeded Utah beat OKC. Yeah, OKC, break it up. Oh, no, Russ was actually hurt. Wait, yeah, I didn't realize that. And then you have Toronto beating Washington in 6. And then Indiana, Kyrie gets revenge against Boston. They beat them in 5. So we're going up against Cleveland, who we know have Kevin Durant. They have Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, Jetty Osman, George Hill, Greg Monroe, Christian Wood. That's a good team. Game 1, we do end up winning. Okay, we held them to 93 points. That's what I'm talking about. KD with 21. Game 2, we do pick up our first L of the playoffs. We lose by 12. Colin Sexton with 23. Not a super high scoring game. We only scored 96. We do take a Game 3 victory. Boom, there we go. We win by 51 points. Joel Embiid with 35 and 14. Larry Nance Jr. 24 and 6. Ben Simmons had a triple-double. We have a chance to go up 3 games to 1, and we do just that. We hold them to 88 points. Under 20. 19 exact points for the Cavs from the second, third, and fourth quarters. We were on 1. Larry Nance Jr. 29 points. What a trade deadline pickup. And Embiid. Oh my God, is this just typical? Last year in round 2 against Boston, he got hurt. I think a much worse injury. And he's going to be out the next 2 to 4 weeks. Damn. I could go small. You know what? I think I'm going to start Boban. But like Larry Nance Jr. is definitely going to play more minutes off the bench. So Bobby's going to get like 20 minutes. Yeah, Bobby and Toby. I got to mention that in the video. We'll probably go 30 to Nance. We're going to go 40 to Butler. 30s. We'll probably do 37 to Simmons. So we got Larry Nance, Jonathan Simmons, TJ McConnell, and then do I want to go to Mike Scott or Zach Randolph off the bench? I'll probably go Mike Scott off the bench instead of like maybe Keldon Johnson too. See what we can do. Don't blow a 3-1 lead. We do win in 5 though with no Embiid. We end up winning by 17. Jimmy Butler with the triple-double. Larry Nance, 5 assists, Ben Simmons 8 assists, and we're in the conference finals. Taking on Indiana. They beat Toronto in 6. Lakers beat Utah in 5. And Houston beats Sacramento in 7. There goes the 1 seed. So Golden State, well, I guess with no KD and no Clay, did not make the playoffs with Curry, Draymond, and DeMarcus Cousins. So here we go. Taking on Indiana. It's a good team. They got Kyrie Irving, stud. Victor Oladipo, stud. Wesley Matthews, really good. Sabonis and Turner in that front court. Man, that team could have been really good. Wow. Game 1, we end up beating them by a lot. Game 2, we win by 2. Let's go. By 8. Larry Nance getting it done. Game 3, we end up losing by 1 point. Miles Turner had 28. Larry Nance has been good for us in Embiid's absence. Embiid still can't play through that injury. Game 4, we end up winning 3-1 by 15. Jimmy Butler with 37 and 7. Ben Simmons with a triple-double. Game 5, we win, and we're in the NBA Finals. No Embiid, no problem. Houston versus Philly. I think I'd rather have faced Houston than the Lakers. Embiid still can't play through his injury. He is day-to-day. Game 1, we do end up beating them by 13, though. So we're beating them without Embiid, who still can't play. We go up 2-0. This team is too good. Larry Nance is dropping 30 for us. Embiid, you're day-to-day. Play through it. We're up 3-0. Don't you want to play in the finals? And he's not even going to be able to play in game 4. I lied. He came back. Let's go. And let's simcast this game. I remember at the time, too, the Rockets were really trying to trade for Jimmy Butler when he was leaving Minnesota. They gave up like 4 first-round picks, and Minnesota probably should have did that at the time. I don't know if it was 4 exact picks. Obviously, there would have been maybe some protections. I don't know if it swaps were that prevalent then, but we have a close one here in game 4. 108, 4.5 minutes to go. 113, 111. Let's see if we can win this game. So Jimmy Butler's got 12 and 4. Ben Simmons 14, 9 and 9. Tobias Harris 20 and 10. Can we get Embiid back on the floor, please? Toby using the screen. We got Larry Nance at center. I thought that was like JJ Redick for a second. I was like, what's going on? But he's over there on the perimeter. Kick it to Toby inside, and Toby gets the dunk. We're up by 4. We have JJ Redick guarding James Harden. We're not doing that. So for James Harden, I do want, let's see, probably Jimmy Butler on him. And then for Chris Paul, we'll put Ben Simmons on him. Gerald Green, that will be the JJ Redick treatment. PJ Tucker can definitely beat Tobias Harris, and Clint Capella can be Joel Embiid. That actually works out kind of perfectly. So hopefully that does go into effect next possession. Or we got Eric Gordon out here. So yeah, that's perfect. Fine. Yeah. Did they take James Harden out? What? Why would they do that? As Chris Paul misses that 3, Jimmy Butler picks up the rebound. Why would you take out James? I swear he wasn't. Oh, I passed that to the wrong person. I meant to throw that to Simmons, who's got Chris Paul on him. Oh, man, I had JJ Redick wide open on the perimeter. I mean, Simmons guarded by Chris Paul. This should be an easy post up for us. Back him down, Simmons. Oh, my God. Okay, JJ Redick wide open. This should be money. That's who I want getting the 3. JJ! Come on! Gerald Green, who can throw it down, goes to the rim. He pulls up. Good. Only up by 2. Simmons. Post up Chris Paul, please. This should be the mismatch we want. There we go. Get inside. Simmons goes up with the left hand. He's got 16. Oh, Jimmy Butler with the steal. Let's go. He's going to go right at Eric Gordon. Spin move inside, and he's going to get... Oh, I would have went nuts if it was an and 1. Jimmy's going to knock down the first free throw. He's got 11 assists as well in this game. 5 rebounds also. He goes 2 for 2. Is he going to try to throw to Chris Paul? Wait, I should actually get back on Eric Gordon. He's a good 3-point shooter. Chris Paul guarded by Ben Simmons. I don't know what they did with James Harden. They're going to kick it to Eric Gordon. Back to Chris Paul. Simmons almost with the block. Gerald Green for 3. No good. And Clint Capella with a nasty putback. JJ Redick kicks it out to Jimmy Butler, who is going to get double teamed. Kick it over there to Tobias Harris. A really slow pass, but Tobias Harris could have had the dagger, but he misses that. And they're still alive. Eric Gordon kicks it over to Chris Paul. No, why'd I jump? Oh, he's not missing that. Yeah, Chris Paul mid-range. No, sir. All right, we do not want Ben Simmons taking these free throws whatsoever. And they are going to call timeout. So now they bring back James Harden. Like, what are you doing, 2K? How do you make any sense with those rotations? Give me... Oh, I thought I was going to get a steal. They don't need a 3. They can go for the quick 2 for sure. Chris Paul, why would you take that? What a bad shot. Okay, get it out of Ben Simmons' hands. And as long as Redick really makes 1... we're winning it all again. Redick's first free throw is good. Let's freaking go. He's got 22 points. Imagine JJ Redick got finals MVP. That would be wild. So we do sweep the Houston Rockets, and Ben Simmons is your finals MVP. I'm going to end the video there. I don't want 2K to just ruin my day and I lose to an 8 seed next year. But this one was super fun to look back on this 2019 Sixers team that was crazy talented and they weren't able to win it all. Let me know in the comments what historic rebuilds you guys want to see next. I think for the next one, I'm going to do a team that's like pretty bad at the time, and we're going to really rebuild that team throughout its worst years. Like the Sixers' worst years were the trust the process years, and this is when they started seeing the process unfold. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy these videos, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. I love you guys, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.